Welcome back, everybody. This is tzmhero, and I am back with playing Let's Play Ocarina of Time. So, last time, we beat a Deku Scrub. Here's this little spot where he was at, and he told us a secret. 23 is number 1. What could it mean? What could it mean? We don't know. I know, but it'll be something that'll be explained later. So, in this room, we are getting a lot of seeds. I wonder why. And this introduces another type of puzzle in this game, and that is these eyes. Now these eyes we can shoot with any kind of shooty object. Right now all we got is a slingshot. Later on we'll have something else, but right now this is what we got to go with. And another a little bit more interesting puzzle. So a lot of times, especially in this dungeon right here, Navi will kind of give us not obvious clues, but clues to explain things, and that's mostly have to do with what the A button does. Now the A button is the context sensitive button that will change depending on where we are. Everything else is usually about the same. So in this case it allows us to dive, and we already know that pushing buttons does things, so let's push this button and see what it does. Oh, lowered the water level. That's good, we can use that. So, I was hoping to get over there before that platform did, but oh well. So, if we had tried going over before, that spinning blade stick thing right there would have hit us, and we don't want that now, do we? So, I usually do that. I'm not sure why you don't have to. Okay, so now we got another one of these guys. Can use this to hit them from long range. And I like that when you're targeted you can kind of lock a bolt in place or a seeds in place. And once again, now he is explaining that the A button changes depending on where we are. In this case, this block, you can push it, or if you're holding up against it, you will then climb the block. So we need to push this block over. Luckily, the game also kind of teaches us that there's this little path that the block can go on. So that'll be useful later on in the game. And as I believe said before, this is still the version 1 of the game that explains why the block has this old pattern on it. They replaced all the patterns in the newer versions of the game. I'm not sure if it was just the N64 ones, the third version they had, or if it was some later ones that was like, say, the GameCube re-release. Because I know specifically it had it in the GameCube re-release. And I think the 3DS version as well. Alright, so another puzzle room. Let's see what we can do here. I'm trying to see if I can get myself another heart here. So the game already showed us before that we can use these Deku sticks. So let's go ahead and light these flames. Let's see if I can do it fast enough. Oh, come on. There we go. Fun little thing, every time that you solve a puzzle, if it opens a door, the camera is going to send you looking towards that door. If there's no door that opens and just an effect in the room, sometimes Link does this weird thing where he spins in a circle. It's kind of funny. Interesting that this one spawns every time. How he's set in the room is behind you, or he's looking the wrong direction. Now if you ran up to him, he would turn around and face you, but I guess that's just kind of to teach you that you can catch these enemies unawares. Now, another thing. Look at these guys. Oh, some of them are kind of... The one to the left there sort of glitching up on his look there. These guys here, you can shoot from the... Oh, not affecting them. Let's see if I can hit this one and show what I'm talking about. Gonna line it up. Nope. Nope. Oh, too much. Nope. This is horrible. Okay, anyways. They will hatch, and they will come down and attack you. And you don't want that to happen, because they will attack you. It's one of the first enemies in this game that will actually follow you around. I'll show you what I mean. And, interestingly enough, if you ran around the outside of the perimeter of this pattern on the floor, they wouldn't have activated. So luckily they can't hurt you if you've got your shield up. It looks like only 2 of them activated. There's a third one. So these are actually Goma larvae. That's another thing you can do anytime there's an enemy. If you're locked on them, you can hit the button to call Navi. Navi will explain what the enemy is called. So you can use that to... Oh, I'm surprised I didn't take damage from that. I'm surprised I haven't gotten any hearts. There we go. Right when I say it. Okay, so we see here that there is a wall that has webs on it, and we already know that we can use flame on the webs, so let's go ahead and use that. This one, unfortunately, we can't do anything with right now. We actually have to come back for that one. So let's get this and go across the room. And if you're fast enough, you can get rid of the stick before it burns away. The fire will make sure the sticks disappear on you, so you gotta make sure to hit B to cancel out of it and use your sword or something else, and you'll put the stick away and you'll still maintain the same number. So now we're in an area where those torches are actually much higher. Let's get rid of this guy, get him out of our hair, get us another stick, so we got 7 now. If you don't do it fast enough, they tend to go back into their neutral position. Okay, so we got some webbing up here we can do something with, and we got a block that we already know how to use, so let's go ahead and push this block. So this is actually going to activate a little shortcut for us, set up a shortcut for us. So if we need to go back to this area, we can get back up to this higher ground quickly. Luckily, that shortcut is jumpable from those 2 different positions. So now we can go ahead and, if you remember, up there all of those torches are too far up. We can't get them with our stick, so let's go ahead and try to do it over here. Let's get this and jump across. Let's do it fast enough. And then we've got to swing our stick. Let's swing it. And now that puts us down here. So let's get to the bottom section of this level. So remember what that Deku Scrub told us, 23 is number 1. There's 3 guys here, so you can probably assume that means take out the second, the third, then the first, in that order. So let's go ahead and... Oh, we already knocked the wrong one out. So you can sit here and see, and they'll... If you try to get it in the wrong way, they will go back to being normal. Like those ones are... Come on, shoot at me. See, you hear that little sound? That means it didn't work right. Okay, let's get the third one. Got the second already. Okay, so now we just gotta get the first one here, and we'll be able to knock him out. Alright, so he's like, hey, how'd you know? Because your brother sold you out, buddy. So here is how we defeat Queen Goma. In order to administer the coup de grace to Queen Goma, strike with your sword while she's stunned. What does that mean? Well, we'll have to find out. And we can use that heart right there to heal back up to 3 hearts. So, time to go for the boss, guys. Let's see how this goes. Interestingly enough, you can see the boss from this point in the room. You can't activate the boss in any way. It'll just sit there. But this game needs to close this door. This is also the same room where a lot of speedrunners will use to teleport into the game. You can actually manipulate the game's memory by going into it. Let's go and activate this boss. And if you do it just right and right amount of time, open that door that closed behind us, and we can get to the last boss quickly. Actually, it's past the last boss. Oh, let's see if I can do this. There we go. Stunner. So what you got to do is wait for that eye to turn red and then shoot it with the slingshot. In most Zelda fashion, you can use your weapon that you got in the dungeon to attack the boss. It's what it's going to be weak against. Very rarely is it not. So now we just wait for the eye to turn red. If we had let it do its thing, it would have started hatching those larvae. And we've finished the first boss. It's Queen Goma, kind of just to show you that there are bosses in this game, I guess. Just teaches you that there is larger monsters and things you need to get rid of. And after that, we're going to get our first heart container. I am speaking the obvious. Okay, so this heart container is going to increase our maximum number of health, which is great, because 3 is nothing. I mean, there's not going to run into many things that are going to be doing much more damage than that in this part of the game, but early on, you're not going to be seeing much at all. So, that's about it for the end of this dungeon, ladies and gentlemen. We can go into the next part, where we will talk to the Great Deku Tree again and get started on our journey proper. Until then, I'm tzmhero, and hope you guys had a good time. Bye-bye.